Welcome.
Hi guys. Today we have Anushka with us, who is the founder of Polish Me Pretty, which is a virtual nail salon where you can get press-on nails, get customized nails, and she has this wonderful startup. So, welcome, Anushka. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to speak to y'all. So far so good. Yes, tell me. Let's start.
Okay. So let's just start with how you started with this journey of entrepreneurship, starting this, brilliant project and then, monetizing it, then going to Shark Tank. Like, where did this all begin? Like, how old were you when you were like, I want to build this startup?
Um, I come from a business family, so thinking of selling things was very immune.
Mhm.
Correct.
Growing up,
Uh-huh.
I was 13 or 14 when I started selling cupcakes with my mom in a cupcake truck on the streets of Pune.
Okay.
It wasn't a truck, it was my dad's delivery truck for his factory, which I would just decorate, like put cute pink cloths and get Pinterest codes printed and just stick it around the truck.
Uh-huh.
That's where I started selling, kind of got the taste that, hey, this is fun, this is what I want to do. Always just thought of building things whenever I got an opportunity. And got to graduation. I studied fashion communication and styling from ISDI Parsons.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, Instead of doing a capstone project and to go for placement, I decided to do a personal project. Personal project ended up being the brand I am currently building full time.
Uh-huh.
In my a year and a half of research for my final thesis and execution, kind of saw a valid gap in the market and just jumped right into it. And here we are.
Great.
Great.
Amazing.
So, you went to Shark Tank, you got the funding, and how did it all start? Like, you started Polish Me Pretty as a school project or a personal project, right? When did it actually escalate to a level that you went to Shark Tank?
To an extent, I did not really realize what I was doing for the first 6 months of starting my business because I do come from a business family, but I was a little naive when I started, and then I'm like, hey, this is not what you have to do. So 6 months since I launched, from August to Jan-ish, I kind of just learned from podcasts and books, and I probably did like a crash course MBA from YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Um in the next 6 months, I kind of realized that how I want to sell, where I want to sell,
Correct.
and what I exactly want to sell to them. That's when I kind of reached out to Blinkit the first ever time. I cold emailed Albinder saying, hey, this is what we have. This is what I want to do, and this is why I want to be on your platform.
Uh-huh.
I really did not know there was something called a category manager on a platform. I did not know that
You just
you have to
messaged the
reach
founder.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just said like, why not? If like Jeff Bezos reads emails, Albinder also will
Yeah.
probably read emails if I don't go into spam.
Yes.
Cold email, long shot attempt, got through, and then I probably sent him
How?
an email at 2 o'clock. I yet remember. And 5 o'clock, I got an email from the category manager saying, "Hey, we want to schedule a call to speak to you." And I'm
What
like,
the
"Yo,
fuck?
there's something called like category manager."
Oh my
Okay.
God. Oh wow.
Founder forwarded your email to the category manager.
And the
Amazing.
time you emailed Blinkit, what was the sales at that point?
I was zero.
Oh,
What?
I
seriously?
How
was at zero sales.
sales?
I had a website running. I didn't really tell them what my sales were when I messaged Albinder.
Okay.
He connected me further. I just wrote a very crisp professional email, and when Blinkit called me, I just winged it saying we've done market research. This is how much is projected sales, and I winged it. Um, I feel really terrible that I faked myself through it,
No,
but
but that's how it works.
But
Yeah.
it landed me.
that's people go about. They're smart about it.
It landed me an opportunity with Blinkit. And once I got into Blinkit, I'm like, yo, now let's go to Zepto because I'm on Blinkit.
Yes, yes.
And I then that's how I actually reached Shark Tank, just because of my Blinkit POs.
Okay, and
Amazing.
so the time you reached out to Blinkit, you had zero sales. When you launched in Blinkit, you got some sales, then you got some traction from people, or how did that work?
Yeah, so I did B2B with Blinkit.
Oh yeah.
And that's kind of when I realized what I wanted to do with the brand, and that's when I started building. I kind of paved the way how I want to sell it, where I want to sell it, and stuff. And cut to we're here now.
And like, I feel you have so much courage, and at that point, you might have seen some big brands like Nike and everything. Like, I don't know a lot of cosmetics, but there are a lot of brands that you thought you would
How about the
compete with.
competition?
Yeah,
Did you
how
ever
did you
think
deal with
about
the
it?
competition? Like, why would someone
I
buy from
didn't.
me? Why would someone buy from me?
Um, I really didn't think about all of this when I started. It all kind of started playing after I got one after another. And also I was pretty naive back then, right? I thought I can conquer the whole world single-handedly and I can fix everything.
Okay.
I mean now all of those factors come in place because now we're at a scale where we have to play safe and be out there.
Yeah.
Back then it was just everything I had, I put it out.
Yes. 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 Okay. So Shark Tank happened, and I think after Shark Tank, you might have got some crazy, crazy sales. Like everyone saw you on like on air, and I think it blew up. I think
Right.
got to know it like I was interviewing you yesterday, and I just remembered I saw your episode like a year or something. And I
So
think that
just tell us about your Shark Tank journey. How was it? Was it like intimidating? Like how the sharks are sitting in
because
front
we
of you,
see
you're
like
pitching?
a 10-minute pitch, like you
Yeah.
pitch, right? So how does that actually go? Like we
Walk us
want to
I
know
was
behind the
experience.
scenes, yeah.
So I'll be very honest. I hadn't eaten food the entire day. I was I was really stressed out. So to be honest, it's a very blank memory I have inside
Okay.
the tank.
Okay.
Uh, because it's that I'm a very anxious person. I mean, my therapist also has told me that. So for me to just hold myself together and stand there was my main stressful criteria.
Hmm.
I only knew that whatever it takes, I need to get a check out while walking. Otherwise, a high chance I might not get aired.
Yeah.
I remember while entering, I'm like, whatever it takes, I cannot leave without a check. Like,
Yes.
I was walking inside, and I'm like, it's the only thing playing on my mind in loop to
Huh.
an extent where I completely forgot my pitch halfway through, and I just switched to English because I completely forgot my Hindi
Ah.
part. Because at the back of my head, I'm like, I need a check. I need to get a check
Yes.
out. Like, one of them has to. I don't know who, but anyone.
So the point is that now you are a mentor at Project League. You're like mentoring students who are building their own respective startups. How do you cater? Like you've already an experienced entrepreneur, a very successful one. What is your approach to mentoring? Like if I want to build a project and I come to you, I'm like, Anushka, help me. How do you go about it?
To be very honest, I wouldn't say I'm very experienced and successful. I'm just figuring it out the same way they're going to be figuring it out. I've
Yeah.
just gotten my hands dirty slightly more than how much they have.
Hmm.
So probably where I messed up, when I was building something, they probably can skip on that. I
Yes.
really wouldn't like to say I'm very successful and very experienced. I'm just figuring it out the same way they are, just a little more rough experience.
So I mean, you build a crazy D2C brand, and if teenagers these days would want to build something like this, what would be your three top advices that you would probably give them? Because um, my friends want to build a D2C brand. I mean, it's a craze that everyone wants to build their own brand, right? Whether it's a personal brand or a D2C brand. So, what are your three advices that you would want to give to anyone who thinks of building one?
Um, If it doesn't drive you crazy, do not start. That is one. You have to be wired differently. You will have to, if you kind of think that you can outsource it and do it, give it to someone to do, it's not that easy initially. So
Uh-huh.
if it doesn't drive you crazy, just don't get into it because it's a craze. Second, if you, it's kind of the time in COVID when everyone was becoming an influencer and everyone laughed at it and now they're making money.
Hmm.
uh where you feel like your friends will laugh at you if you start a brand but don't end up making it like going further with it or just kind of executing it correctly.
Hmm.
Correct.
The exposure you're going to get is crazy. I never went to a business school. I'm just assuming if I went to a business school I would have kind of known my fundamentals, but I've learned it ground up.
Correct, 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 correct.
Learning it by yourself is more exciting
Hmm.
because you kind of learn hands-on. And it's a slow game. You do not
Yes.
become Ambani overnight.
Yes, it's a slow game and it requires a lot of dedication and hard work.
Right. So now we
Yeah.
want to know what's your plan next? Like, what's next for Polish Me Pretty?
Honestly, taking it one day at a time. I do not know. I'm literally taking it one day at a time.
Maybe that's the best approach, honestly.
That's the only approach I know.
So now
Okay.
you're full time into this business or you're doing something else, like studying or something?
No, I'm 100% full time into this.
Ooh.
And now you're a team of how many people?
It kind of depends if you say ground staff also to roughly, I would say we're 6 to 8, like
Wow,
core
oh
core.
wow, okay, yeah. That's really cool. I mean, that's really nice.
Yeah,
I
my parents are like two of them. Like they're full time with me
They're the
now.
best people to work with.
Oh wow, wonderful.
Yeah, my mom does more of the ops, and my dad heads my supply chain and logistics.
So now they're
Wow.
full time into your business?
Yeah, like my dad is 95% full time into this and 5%
Wow.
he's with his thing. I mean, I would say half the day he's on phone sorting my warehouse deliveries
I mean, you
and
brought it to such a
stuff.
level that even your father and your mother are full, like, oh my God,
Like yeah,
that's
my mom does more of the operations of sourcing and delegating. I've given that to my
crazy.
mom. She takes that, and my dad does my logistics and supply chain.
But it'll be so cool to have a mentor like you. Like if I was building a startup, I'll be like, Anushka, guide me, like to sit with you and discuss what I'm going through. Your insights will be really valuable. So it's really cool.
I mean, your life has been crazy, and I think a lot of people would have learned from this conversation.
Yeah.
And I would just say thank you so much, and thank you so much for taking our time.
Yeah. Thanks, Anushka. Thank you so much. I
Problem.
can't
Hope
wait
it
to
helps someone.
see. No, for sure. And I'm pretty sure the people who are more interested will reach out to you. And we can't really wait to see what the future has in store for you. So thank you so much and have a nice day.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.